And when you take a look at who they're going to be playing, this is a good week, even though they're not playing head-to-head against some of those teams that they'd like to leapfrog. This is a week where you could make some moves in the standings because you've got Evansville 3 times, twice at home, and you got to be thinking this is a week where we can make a move.
Well, let's face it, and after Saturday night, there shouldn't be any overlooking the Icemen. I mean, they should be ready to go. They should have a little chip on their shoulder. They should be pretty ticked off at themselves. And, you know, they need to win 4 games this week. They really do, to put themselves to make up for last week.
And when we talk about, you know, getting into 4th place so you can get that home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs, is that oversold at any point, or is home ice advantage when you get to the playoffs just that important?
Well, I think they've had 9 series in a row now where they've had the home ice advantage. And they've won, you know,
most of the
last 6 of those. Yeah, they won 8 out of those 9, I believe. And the last time that they won they won a series where they didn't have the home ice advantage, I'm trying to remember, I believe it was, it's like in the mid-90s. So they need the home ice advantage. And if they got to play 4 series and win all 4 on the road, that's not going to happen. That's never happened in their history. It's just incredibly unlikely. They need to make the first round as easy on themselves as they can.
When you take a look at who's playing well, who in your mind, obviously, you know, Petrasso had a big night this past week, but who are some of the guys that are starting to elevate their game? I know Coach at practice last week mentioned Colin obviously had a huge month with, I believe, 16 points this past month. And obviously Petrasso, but also LaPointe is playing pretty well.
LaPointe has been amazing, especially on defensive zone faceoffs. He's been great there. I think Bobby Phillips has played really well. Defensively, other than that, it's kind of a struggle. I thought Guy kind of elevated his game a little bit in February, but the statistics, you know, yesterday's game just wiped out everybody's stats. I mean, Sean O'Connor was -5. I mean, that was just being in the wrong spot at the wrong time on a lot of that. But, you know, other than that, there really hasn't been, other than the line of Chalk, Petrasso, and Lardner, there hasn't been much consistency among the rest of the team. It's kind of crazy because they've elevated to second right now in power play, and everybody who saw Saturday's game in the 5-minute power play is like, how in the world could that be? Well, again, they were playing it safe on that power play, but their penalty killing has been spectacular. And then they gave up 3 power play goals yesterday.
3 and 9 on Sunday.
Yeah, they were 2 for 25 before that, and they gave up 3 on Sunday. So I mean, we're going to find out a lot in the first 5 minutes Wednesday.
All right. Talking about the health, because that's always an issue. You know, listening to Bob Chase on the radio Friday night, he said there are a lot of healthy scratches out there, and so this team.
Well, there were.
This team, where are they health-wise? Who are some of the guys that are banged up, and where are they in your estimation in terms of recovery?
There were until Ratchuk got recalled to Springfield, and then they took Brandon Warner off IR to replace him, and then Frankie got his nose crunched, or you know, against. Evansville on Saturday, so they activated Danko. Everybody's healthy right now. Danko's on a 10-day IR. He's got a concussion, and it might be a while. We'll have to wait and see. You know, you just don't rush concussions.
Right.
And other than that, you know, Artem's ready to go whenever they need him. So everybody's pretty healthy right now. Nobody's 100% right now because it's that time of the year, but there aren't that many injuries right now.
And you take a look at Ratchuk, talk about the difference that he makes, you know, because he's been up twice now. He's been going back, and I know he kind of, like Sierzinski was last year, he kind of wants to be in one place at this point.
Well, he's not playing
this
there
season.
either.
Right, he goes up and sits.
He sat 2 games this weekend.
Yeah, he comes down, and he's a major factor for the Komets. And I know Bobby Phillips and he have been fast friends, and he's kind of said, you know, he's kind of frustrated perhaps a little bit with up and down and not playing when he does get up.
He's 22 years old. You know, I mean, 22 years old, they need routine, they need stability. They're like, you know, any kid, essentially. To do your best, you've got to have stability, and he doesn't have any of that right now. He has made no, you know, bones that he'd like to be here, but he also knows that he has no choice in the matter. It's not his decision. He's got to go wherever they tell him.
All right, final question. What are you looking for this week? As I mentioned, 4 big games and 3 against the Evansville Icemen where they can really, you know, put some points up in the standings.
Well, you know how they Friday night against Quad City, they did a great job against Quad City's trap. They really did a great job passing the puck in their own zone to force the trap to adjust, and then there was an opening in the middle. they need to do something like that for Evansville too, because they get sucked into Evansville's game. And Jeff Christian's made a big impact on Evansville offensively. So they need to really get back to the basics defensively and just go hard the first 10 minutes and see what happens.
All right, could be a very big week, we hope, for the Komets as they face Evansville.
It's going to be a big week one way or the other.
That's true. That's true. We're hoping they're pushing water out of the boat as opposed to taking it on. Well, he's Blake Sebring. I'm Glenn Marini, and thanks for logging on to Wayne.com.